What if I told you that with just one simple oil sitting in your home, something you probably thought was only good for joint pain or as a lubricant chew, could actually unlock blood flow, restore sensation, and even reclaim a sense of manhood you thought was long gone? It might sound hard to believe, but the truth is, thousands of men over the age of 60 are silently struggling with a fading sense of power, not just physically, but deep inside. They feel weaker, less driven, disconnected, and worse, they no longer feel like themselves during moments of intimacy. This is far from uncommon. According to statistics from the National Institute on Aging, over 60% of men aged 65 and older experience poor blood flow and loss of sensation in the genital area. Because I am about to walk you through the first major benefit, one that most men never expect: the ability to dilate blood vessels and increase blood flow down there, even after just a few applications. Yet, fewer than 20% seek help, often due to embarrassment or lack of information. Drop the name of your city in the comments below. It always makes me happy to know who I am walking alongside on this journey to reclaim strength and vitality. But today, Dr. William Harris will share with you a completely natural approach: no pills, no injections, and yet it's been shown to effectively reignite male vitality. I'm talking about castor oil therapy, a gentle, private method that can help you restore sensation, sensitivity, and even a deeper emotional connection during intimacy. And don't skip the beginning of this video before we dive in. I'd love to know, where are you watching from? And if this is your first time here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is where we share science-backed, discreet, and natural health solutions created especially for men over 60. Now, let us get into the very first benefit and the most essential foundation for restoring your vitality: improving blood circulation to the genital area. Benefit number 1: enhancing blood flow to the genital areata. Foundation of restoring male vitality. I still remember very clearly my patient Robert, 67 years old, sitting across from me in the clinic. He lowered his head, paused for a moment, and gently said, "Doctor, my body doesn't respond the way it used to. Slower blood flow, weaker reactions, and fading confidence in the moments that matter. It's not a sudden event, but a gradual series of subtle declines accumulating over time. At first, just slower reactions, then the loss of sensation. Eventually, it's the sense that something very important has been lost, and they don't know how to get it back." And I knew Robert wasn't alone. What he meant wasn't just about desire, but rather the feeling of something missing from his male instincts. Many men over 60 are going through the exact same thing, but silently. Biologically, this is completely understandable. After age 60, blood vessels begin to lose elasticity. Arteries narrow. Nitric oxide levels drop with age. As a result, blood is no longer pumped efficiently to the lower pelvic region, leading to weak responses, slow recovery times, or no response at all. This natural oil is rich in ricinoic acid, a compound that helps. And this is where castor oil shows its remarkable value. Dilate capillaries. I can't quite describe it, but it feels like my body is remembering how it's supposed to work. Stimulate blood flow to the applied area. Work especially well when combined with gentle heat, when applied to the lower abdomen and genital area. Castor oil doesn't just sit on the surface, it penetrates deep into the underlying tissue, helping to awaken blood vessels that have gone dormant after years of sluggish function. Many of my patients have reported that after just a few uses, they began feeling a distinct warm sensation spreading through. The first sign microcirculation was being revived. Drop a number 1 in the comments so I know you're still here with me. When he entered the clinic, he couldn't hide his embarrassment and frustration. Over time, maintaining this habit can help. In fact, many men over 60 are quietly living with a condition they don't even realize they have: the development of fibrotic tissue inside the penis, leading to bring back natural morning erections, improve sensitivity during intimacy, restore that quiet sense of confidence many men have long lost. As for Robert, After 1 month of applying it 3 times a week, he returned with a steadier gaze and said, "That's not a miracle, it's biology reawakened by the right method at the right time. And if improving blood flow is the first step, then there is another silent cause that may be holding you back, one that could cause your body to react poorly, lead to pain, and even alter the shape of your genital area without you realizing it." In the next section, I'll reveal that hidden reason, the one behind why so many men experience penile curvature or volume loss without understanding why. If you're still watching at this point, I'm truly glad, because it shows how much you care about your intimate health. Benefit number 2. Softening fibrotic tissue and internal scar plaque. Hidden cause of deformation and functional loss. Not long ago, I met a patient named Daniel, 71 years old, a former soldier. Thanks to its high ricinoleic acid content, when applied with warm heat, I don't know why, he said, but recently it started curving. It feels uncomfortable, and something just feels off. And less elastic, they also pull internal structures out of alignment, leading to curvature, pain, or volume loss similar to mild to moderate Peyronie's disease. Daniel's case isn't rare. Tightening pain during erection. The tension is gone, and the shape is starting to look normal again. Changes in shape. There's another silent, yet equally common factor, one that makes the genital area feel uncomfortable, unresponsive, and hypersensitive to heat or friction. A perceived shortening. But because it's a sensitive subject, most choose to stay silent. Things spiral out of control. Castor oil once again proves to be unexpectedly effective. Let's explore why in the next section. Medically, this often stems from the buildup of fibrotic collagen, a type of scar tissue formed after years of microtrauma, constant friction, mild but chronic inflammation. These collagen fibers don't just make the tissue stiff. So, how does castor oil help? For generations, castor oil has been used in traditional medicine to help soften scar tissue and reduce fibrosis. Penetrates deeply into subcutaneous tissue, helps soothe hardened areas, activates the body's internal cleansing mechanisms. With Daniel, I advised him to apply the oil at night, 3 to 4 times per week, followed by a warm compress after a gentle massage. 6 weeks later, he returned with a subtle smile and said that didn't just restore his function, it helped rebuild his trust in his own body. However, improving tissue structure is only half the story. Chronic low-grade inflammation in the lower pelvic region. And the good news. Benefit number 3. Calming silent inflammation, supporting the recovery of sensitive pelvic tissue. One of the most overlooked issues when it comes to male sexual health is low-grade chronic inflammation in the genital and pelvic area. Many men over 60 begin to notice strange sensations, a mild burning, a dull tightness, a constant pulling discomfort when moving or being intimate. Yet, they don't know the real reason behind it. I once treated a patient named Michael, 66 years old, who described it this way: "I'm not in pain, but I always feel like something inside is pulling inward. My body feels like it's gradually closing up." That statement stayed with me because it reflected not just a physical change, but a quiet loss of masculine identity. From a scientific perspective, even minor inflammation that persists over time can cause reduced tissue elasticity, restricted blood flow, weakened vessel structure, disrupted natural healing processes. This is also one of the main reasons many men feel their genital area becoming numb or less responsive. What's remarkable is that castor oil has a unique advantage in targeting deep-seated inflammation, thanks to its high ricinoleic acid content, which has been recognized in various studies for reducing inflammation, easing mild swelling, lowering oxidative stress in soft tissue. When applied to the affected area, especially before bathing, paired with gentle warmth from a towel, castor oil doesn't just soothe irritated tissues, but also supports recovery from within. After consistently following this therapy for a few weeks, Michael returned for a follow-up visit and told me, "It feels like my body is opening back up. I don't just feel relief, I feel hope." And that's exactly right. When inflammation is brought under control, the body can finally begin to heal deeply. However, tissue recovery isn't just about physical comfort. Many men over 60 have told me. Leave the number 3 in the comments below. So I know I am not speaking alone. I can still have intimacy, but I no longer feel anything like I used to as. If the body works, but the mind is blank. That's why, in the next part, I'll talk about what many secretly long for but rarely dare to admit sensation in. How to slowly regain that deep connection. Once again, dear friend, if you're still watching this video at this point, thank you for staying with me. I truly appreciate it. Things no longer feel the same. The excitement, the connection, the euphoria seem to have quietly faded away. Benefit number 4. Supporting the reactivation of sensation and nerve function in the male genital area there. As something many men over 60 don't want or don't know how to put into words. Even with their doc, as he shared his story, his eyes were filled with sadness. It's not just the difficulty in maintaining an erection but, rather, the feeling of emptiness. But I don't feel anything. It's like my body goes through the motions, but my heart isn't there. They tell me that while their body still reacts, still works, and I also knew though many don't say that. This loss of sensation can fracture both a man's identity and his relationship. I once sat with Larry, 70 years old. Doctor, I can still be intimate. That confession struck me deeply because I knew he wasn't alone. Over time, the nerve endings in the genital area can gradually lose sensitivity. The reasons go beyond reduced blood flow. They also include its chronic low-grade inflammation, medication, side effects, natural hormonal changes with age, when the signals from the brain to the genital area become unclear. Stimulation feels dulled, reactions slow. A sense of numbness becomes the norm, not strong, not sudden, but clearly, it's coming back. However, the good news is that castor oil has also been recognized in various applications related to peripheral nerve recovery. Warming, anti-inflammatory, local circulation-enhancing property create an ideal environment to support nerve repair. When used regularly with gentle heat, even mildly damaged nerve areas can begin to wake up again, bringing back a more vivid, warm, and clear sensation. Larry followed the guidance, consistently applying the oil before bed each night with a warm towel. A month later, he looked at me and quietly said, "I'm starting to feel again." That's when I knew the reconnection process had begun, not just biologically, but emotionally as well. But even when blood flow is stronger and nerves are responding better, there's one more factor that's often overlooked, something seemingly small, but if neglected, could quietly undermine all your progress. The skin in the genital area. In the next section, I'll share why this delicate skin deteriorates quickly with a gland. Why proper nourishment of this skin plays a critical role in protecting your entire sensory system. Benefit #5. Moisturizing and protecting the sensitive genital skin to soft armor that helps preserve sexual function in old age. When we talk about male health after 60, most people immediately think of hormones, muscle mass, or erectile ability, but few pay attention to something just as essential and easily damaged. The skin in the genital area. This is a region where the skin is uniquely thin, delicate, highly dependent on testosterone to maintain elasticity, moisture, and self-protective function. I remember Frank, 73 years old, who once told me, "The skin down there has gotten noticeably thinner. Sometimes it even cracks. I'm honestly afraid of wearing tight pants." Frank's story is far from rare. As we age, collagen levels in the skin decrease significantly. The ability to retain moisture weakens, making this sensitive skin area dry, easily irritated, vulnerable to micro-injuries if not cared for properly. These may accumulate over time as tiny cracks in daily life, uncomfortable. They can also reduce sensitivity in the nerve endings, affecting both pleasure and the ability to stay intimate. Persistent itching thanks to its recurring dermatitis. Those tiny fissures or dry tightness don't just make hygiene. Many men fearing excessive sensitivity or discomfort in this area gradually withdraw from moments of closeness. which takes a toll on both their emotional state and personal relationships. This is exactly why I often recommend castor oil as a natural protective barrier for genital skin. Thick consistency, rich moisturizing ability. Frank began applying the oil at night, just a few times a week, a simple and gentle step before bed, with no heat and no complications. Deep absorption. Castor oil not only nourishes the skin but also creates a lasting moisture barrier, unlike many commercial lotions that evaporate quickly or cause irritation due to added fragrances. After just a few weeks, he shared with me, "I feel like my skin is stronger now. I'm no longer afraid of friction. And I just feel more at ease." That's not just about about comprehensive protection for the internal structures that are becoming more delicate with age. However, even when men understand all these benefits, many still make a common mistake. They use the oil inconsistently, too casually, or incorrectly, and then feel disappointed when results don't come. So, how can you unlock the full restorative potential of castor oil safely and effectively? In the next section, I'll walk you through everything in detail, from the right type of oil to choose, how to warm it, the proper application technique, and the ideal time of day to use it. How to use castor oil properly for optimal results. Avoid the mistakes that can ruin the therapy. Now that you understand the benefits castor oil can offer, from improving blood circulation, softening hardened tissues, reducing inflammation, and supporting nerve regeneration, to moisturizing and protecting the skin, the next critical question is, how do you use it correctly? Because in reality, many people, once they hear about the potential of castor oil, rush to try it, but they end up using the wrong type of oil, applying too little or too much, using it at the wrong time, skipping the heat application, lacking consistency. As a result, the effects are faint. They lose hope and give up. That's unfortunate, because this therapy only works when applied correctly, consistently, and intentionally. When I suggested he try castor oil, he raised an eyebrow and joked. I remember my patient Gerald, 69 years old, who was very skeptical at first. "Doctor, you want me to rub what? Where exactly?" But after I carefully guided him through each step, he agreed to give it a try. A few weeks later, Gerald came back with a half smile on his face. Not only did it work, I actually started to enjoy the feeling of taking care of myself this way. So, what exactly is the right method? Step 1. Choose pure oil. Make sure you're using pure, cold-pressed, unscented castor oil, with no additives. Any product with fragrance or refinement may irritate sensitive skin. Step 2. Warm the oil gently. You can warm it by rolling the bottle between your hands for about 30 seconds, or soak it in a cup of warm water for a few minutes. Never heat it directly. Step 3. Apply and massage properly. Use a small amount of oil, apply evenly along the shaft of the penis, the base, and the pubic area. Gently massage in circular motions for 3 to 5 minutes. No need to press hard, just feel the connection. Step 4. Enhance absorption with heat if possible. Place a warm towel over the area for 15 to 20 minutes. Gentle heat will help open pores and improve deep tissue absorption. Step 5. Repeat consistently. You don't need to do this every day, just 3 to 4 times a week before bedtime. When the body is relaxed and ready for restoration is enough. The most important thing here isn't just the technique but your consistency. This isn't a miracle fix, but with gentle, steady care, your body will respond little by little. A final message from Dr. Harris. For instant and long-lasting results, use Prostav link in description. My dear friend, after over 3 decades working in men's health, I've come to realize this. What many men truly seek isn't just function. They aren't simply chasing erections, sensation, or performance. They're trying to reclaim themselves, to feel like the strong, confident, connected man they once were, both with their own body and with the person they love. Because when a vital part of your body starts to change, whether it's how it feels, how it looks, or how it responds, it doesn't just affect your physiology. It hurts your pride, your identity, your inner strength. And what breaks my heart the most is that so many men choose silence. thinking it's just how things are now or worse, feeling ashamed of themselves. But the truth is, you are not broken, you are not fading away, and you are certainly not alone. Your body, even in aging still, has the capacity to heal. If you know how to care for it, listen to it, and walk alongside it with patience. Castor oil therapy isn't some instant miracle, but it's a symbol of taking ownership, listening to your body with gentleness and intention. It's not just a physical action. It's a ritual of restoration. With every drop you apply, every quiet massage, every warm towel, you are sending a profound message. I'm still here. I still deserve to feel connected. I've seen many men walk into my clinic hesitant, embarrassed, and just weeks later, return with clearer eyes and a steadier voice. Not only because their bodies changed, but because they started to believe again. Believe that health isn't something lost. Forever, it's something you can call back, one small act at a time. If you truly listen, and if you've stayed with me this far, then I believe you're ready, not just to fix a symptom, but to begin a real journey, a journey to regain your sensation, your connection, the dignity you deserve. If what I've shared brings you value, please click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future videos. I'll be right here every week with natural science-backed solutions made just for you. I wish you strength, wellness, and a deep sense of wholeness in every moment of your life.